What's up YouTube, Awesome Yuga here, and today I'm here with a deck profile on Sylvans for the April 1st, 2015 ban list. I've struggled with this deck, damn. At least to come up with a proper build, because there's so many options with this deck. Of course you have your core of 20 to 25 cards, but yeah, there are a lot of options, and I needed to test, and I didn't have that much time to actually properly test. So, but I got some matches in on Dueling Network. And I got smashed at first because I hadn't been playing this deck for, well, too long, pretty much. It's a difficult deck to play. It's a fun deck to play. You have so many. To play this deck optimally is really difficult. But yeah, I came up with a build and I'll profile it for you right now. Yeah, that's what I've been liking, and yeah, it's like I said, it's a really great deck to play. You can pretty much beat anything, to be honest. Just requires to be played properly. So you have your triple Hermitry, and then triple Sage Choir, the big guys, the level 8 and the level 7. Now these actually got a bit better to draw, thanks to Rose Lover, which I'm playing, but you'll see that in a bit. Being able to special summon these out of your hand, and of course you know what these cards do. Being able to Lone Fire and Hermitry is really good. Big body on the field, get your draw engine going, and Sage Choir, special summoning from the hand. So he isn't a terrible draw to begin with, regardless. And then of course when he's excavated, you get to get your charity back most of the time. And with Hermitry, stacking pretty much the top 3 cards of your deck. So yeah, these cards are really good, and the body is really relevant in today's meta. Just being able to put down a 27 or a 2600 monster is really relevant, because pretty much only Valkyros is bigger than 27 in today's meta, or Construct, of course, with the release of the Star Seraphs. Shadol is a really good deck right now. Construct's 28. But first turn, being able to drop these monsters relatively easily with pretty much a normal summon of like Lone Fire, that's really good. So 3 and 3, that's definitely the ratio to go. I wouldn't cut Hermitry to 2 anymore, even though you lost some soul charges. Rose Lover has been a good replacement for it, in my opinion. Double Princess Proud, making your Xyz plays that more easily. Just a 1 Martial Leaf. This is now to the Genlock, and that's kind of the only reason I'm running it. It's good for Engrave with synergy with Spore as well, making Spore level 4, being able to go special summon Spore out as a level 4 when you have Martial Leaf and Spore, go into Armor Your Arm, then banish the Martial Leaf and Spore to special summon a level 8 Synchro. To go into a rank 8 XC, for example, but also helps with the rank 4 play, making Dweller, when you can special summon Spore from the deck by special summoning Spore from the grave by banishing Martial Leaf, making Spore level 4. That helps with some of the level 4s I play, because I actually do play a number of level 4s, a pair, 2 to be honest, or 2 to be exact. Cherub's Proud. This to get the additional, additional, or how you say that? The first special summon of Spore, get Spore or Glow Bulb out of the deck. Definitely with Glow Bulb, I'd suggest you play Cherub Sprout. I've really taken a liking to Cherub Sprout. Then I'm running the 1 Flower Knight. 1800 normal summon is nothing to laugh at. Plus he's an Earth, so he makes naturally a beast, which is really good in the Necros matchup. Flower Knight plus Glow Bulb, which I'm adding, which you'll see that as well. So that I've definitely been liking Flower Knight, and I believe, yeah, that's all the Sylvans I'm running. So you have a good portion of Sylvans. Now, spoiler right now, I'm not running any mill cards or excavate cards like Curry Bandit, which people have been running in past formats. That's definitely too slow right now. And with 3 Lone Fire, it has become a bit less necessary as well. But yeah, like I said, it's Curry Bandit's just too slow. You can't dedicate a normal summon to Curry Bandit, tribute it, mill the 5, and then not being able to do anything until your next turn. It doesn't work anymore. So if you're still running the Curry Bandit, don't, pretty much. I've tested it at first because I started Sylvans with the build that I had for like, well, almost like a year ago, I think by now, or at least like 9 months. And yeah, that's just not an option anymore. Then triple Lone Fire, which is awesome. This definitely helps. Just being able to get open with Lone Fire Blossom more consistently than ever, or not than ever, because Lone Fire has been a 3 in previous or once. But yeah, this definitely helped the deck. Oh, I'll go into something real quick. You have some other plants variants like the how you call it, with the Gigavice, the Giga Plant deck. And then what you do is like Lone Fire into Lone Fire into Lone Fire, and then with the last Lone Fire you're going to the Gigavice or whatever play it is you're making, you know? Sylvans, don't ever do that. You just go Lone Fire into the Hermitry or the State's Quaya or Spore Globe Up, whatever it is you need. Leave these Lone Fires in your deck because you do want to continuously draw them. They don't combo out like you were to do that in Giga Plant. So just go Lone Fire into whatever it is you want to get on the board. Not Lone Fire, Lone Fire, Lone Fire. That's something you would do in Giga Plant because of Symbol of Heritage, which is semi-searchable. Definitely not in Sylvans. Then you level 1 tuners, you have Spore and Glowbulb. Glowbulb makes Nature a beast. That's a beast of a card, haha, pun intended. In the Necros matchup, and then some other matchups as well, to be honest, against Clifford, it's decent. And Spore just combos really, really well, being able to put down those big Synchros, or even those big XCs, eventually. And then your Rose cards, I'm running double Rose Lover and then 1 Rose Paladin. When I read this card, I thought it was good, and I started playing it then at 2, to be honest, and I dropped it for a second, but this card really helps. What he does is, when he destroys a monster by battle, you can tribute it and special summon a plant type monster from your deck in defense position. So that's really great. When you normal summon him and he can't kick over like a Manju or a Senju, just being able to bring out a Lone Fire or straight up bring out an Hermitry or whatever it is you need. At that point in the game, that's incredible. But also the synergy he has with these 2 cards, or with Mount Sylvania, Sylvan Charity, etc. You can just discard him from your hand, or send this card from your hand to the graveyard, discarding it, and you can add a level 7 or higher plant type monster. So you can just discard, and add Sage Quaya or Hermitry to your hand, and that is amazing. It helps with, it can combo off really, really well with some other cards in the deck. And then of course Rose Lover, which pretty much just allows you to special summon a plant monster from your hand. And it's unaffected by trap cards for the rest of the turn, which it can be relevant with the Ring of Destruction mostly running around. So Rose Lover, good card to mill off. It is a annoying card to draw, but yeah. That's just something you have to deal with. And 2 Feeler, this is pretty much for the Necros matchup, making it so you don't get Trished. And it helps against Satellis as well, which I've noticed in testing. Satellis is a really annoying matchup. Necros, definitely one of the more easy matchups, to be honest. Felgrim really hurts Necros. That's it for the monsters. I believe that's 21. So then spells, triple Upstart, and triple Sylvan Charities. Upstart mandatory because it's a combo deck. Sylvan Charities, it's so busted. I love Sylvan Charity. When you open it, you're in such a good position. But it is a card that requires a lot of thought process, because you do need to play. You need to think out your moves like 3 turns ahead at some points, sometimes, which can be quite difficult. Triple Monster Reborn and Crack. Double Mount Sylvania with 1 Terraforming. I was running 2 Mount Sylvania, 2 Terraforming, and I was running triple Mount Sylvania, 1 Terraforming. this is the ratio I want to go with to keep the deck 40 cards and be able to run some other cards I need to run. And people don't really want to use their MSTs on Sylvania. So this can stick to the field, and then of course terraforming is just good for, so you can thin your deck when, instead of having the 3 Sylvanias, that helps a little bit with consistency. It's a better ratio than triple Mount. If everyone were to MST this card, you'd probably run just triple Sylvania. But Sylvania, in my testing, I found out that it pretty much always sticks to the field, at least for the period of time you need it to. Then I'm main decking 2 MST myself. You always want to go second in this deck, but there are just some traps in this game that can hurt you, like emptiness, and you have to have answers to those. Foolish, these are the power spells. This card's ridiculous. Soul Charge, this card's ridiculous. Raigeki, this and Book of Moon, these are mostly to out the Jin, because the Jin lock does hurt you. You don't have an effective way separate from where you see Martial Leaf to get rid of the Jin lock. You can't out it with like another normal summon unless you're milling the Martial Leaf, which isn't that difficult because you can stack it. But you know, it's Raigeki and Book of Moon definitely help. And then 1 emptiness, putting down a Felgrand with an emptiness, that's game against Necros, at least it is. So the extra deck, you have your double Felgrand. This is the boss ass bitch. I'll say Oria's. I love these two as well. I love these cards. Draco Sack and Big Eye. Then the Dweller, as I was saying. So I'm playing some level 4s, and then you can overlay Armory Arm at level 4 for this. You can special summon Spore from Grave, banishing Martial Leaf, Spore's level 4, and overlay another level 4 you have for this. And Dweller just helps in a lot of matchups, definitely against the BA matchup. Mega Equip Engineer for low fires that got failured or something, and Martial Leaves, you know, it's just there as an option. And the Synchro Star Eater, this the out to the towers. Pretty much Spore with banishing Martial Leaf and Sage Quia. Yeah, I think that's the most relevant thing you're going to see. But you can make it at least. Stardust Dragon. Now I'm a European player, so we're not allowed to play Stardust Spark in Europe. So I'm running Stardust Dragon because this does protect you from a lot of the mass removal cards that are being played right now. Dark Hole and Raigeki, those are definitely cards that you see a lot, and Stardust helps against that. Scrap Dragon's cool with Felgrand, but this just helps, you know, the level 8 Synchros, they just help with making Felgrand. Crimson Blader, now this is actually a pretty decent card to make against Necros, can really put some pressure on them. Black Rose, Natural Beast, like I said, and then the Armory Arm. Armory Arm is mostly just to combo through, and not really something you use as being an Armory Arm like you would in Gigabytes. Then for the side deck, triple Max C and double Flying C. This really helps against the Burning Abyss and the Teller matchup. Like I said, Teller matchup, actually the first game I went on DN, I got smashed by Tellarknights. Flying C definitely helps, especially with Aurea being able to get the Flying C back to your hand, you know, and then putting down just a big field. Being able on their turn to drop the Flying C again. It's, yeah, it really combos out really well. This deck just, it pretty much has answers to anything you can think of. You just need to get to them. That's why you're running the charities and the upstarts, of course, and you need to think of them. That's pretty much the most difficult portion. The third MST, a Dark Hole, another out to Jinlock, 2 Rivalry, your plants, you know, and this helps against Necros. Triple Mistake helps against Necros, and then triple Decree, because this helps against all the rogue decks and definitely enhances your Teller matchup, which, like I said, is probably the most difficult matchup you have. Shadol might be difficult as well if you're not getting into a lone fire, because when they put down a Winda, it can be difficult, because you can Martial Leaf it, you can Dark Hole it, you could book it, but just normal summoning a, or having a Rose Lover in Grave, or normal summoning a Lone Fire to get to this, or this just beats over Winda, so that isn't that problematic. So yeah, that's the deck. I've loved playing this deck, to be honest, for a bit. And it's a really good deck. It just, to actually win with this deck, it's not the easiest deck to get wins with. It's not going to give you free wins, but if you play this correctly, you can get a lot of wins, pretty consistently as well. Of course, this deck does still brick, even with the additions you got in the Gold Series and the third Lone Fire. The deck can still brick, a problem this deck has always had, and probably will always have. I've tried trade-ins and Sacred Sword of 7 stars to compensate that. That, in reality, actually only gets you more brick hands. So this is definitely the version I've liked best after a little bit of testing. And I've had fun with it. And if any of you are thinking about playing Sylvans, I strongly recommend you do so, but practice like a lot, because this deck does need a lot of practice. For now, thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below if you like this deck or some additions you would make. Please thumbs up this video if you like the content I produce. It gets the message around, if you like, then your subscribers will see this video as well, or at least has the potential to see this video. Go to my Facebook, like my Facebook there. I pretty much post the updates on whatever I post on YouTube on there as well. And thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye!